Okay, Dennis, we've come here to the end of the course. Let's draw some conclusions from the overall concepts of instrumentation that we mentioned. We talked about instrumentation, a little bit about irrigation as well. I think what we've kind of been able to communicate is that there are many instrumentation options out there, so many different ways to shape a root canal. They all have different characteristics that our viewers should kind of see what their personal character is and see what matches it, and then use the one that matches their needs. For us, we use the ESX system. It's I personally use it now exclusively for the simplicity, efficiency, and the safety that it provides. The fact that it has a protocol that is very adaptive, and you can screen canals so that you use the least number of files needed for a given root canal that you're dealing with. And this way you don't have waste, you have efficiency, and there's a number of design features that make it more efficient. Basically the other thing that I think is important to realize is that stainless steel files are overall stronger than NiTi files. Therefore, it's a good idea to hybridize, still a little bit of hand filing, to gain length with stainless steel, create yourself a patent canal, and then use NiTi files to very efficiently enlarge them. So this way you can increase your safety, reduce the odds of instrument separation and things like that. And in terms of the irrigation, I think we discussed the fact that this consists of two things: removal of the debris and disinfection. The removal of debris is best done using ultrasonics and water, and then you use disinfectants such as hypochlorite. Still is the best one out there. It's the least expensive and the most available. You dilute it down to anywhere from 1% to 3%, and you can use it using ideally negative pressure, but you can use positive pressure with just disinfection as well. Obviously, being careful not to extrude anything out.
Ali, one of the things that, as a conclusion, that reflecting on what you've discussed and what we've talked about, is you focused and beautifully, I think, on some of the very nuanced issues of design and protocol and all these things. But in the overall, when we look at this philosophically, what we really are trying to do is stay committed to making things easier for people.
Right.
And we do that not only by looking and using the design features that you talked about, like a booster tip that guides you down and does different things. That's all well and good. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, we're focused on the synchronicity of all the parts that we use in the procedure, whether it be from the very first instrument to the very last post that might be used if a post is needed.
Right.
But ultimately, looking at the fact that because of the synchronicity and because of the advances that we've had in material science, that we'll talk about with obturation later, that we actually have made this a simpler process.
Yeah. I think the idea that it's simple, effective, and also minimally invasive is a key component of the whole thing. It allows us to implement this idea of restorative endodontics that we mentioned, where we, because of the O4 taper that the system has, we are capable of saving a lot of tooth structure from being destroyed up coronally, so improve the fracture resistance of the teeth that we're working on, because it's not just about creating shapes on a root canal, but rather having teeth that are successful and hold up in the long run, restoratively.
I think, would you comment on one thing before we finish as a conclusion, because I think it's so important.
Yeah.
You did a wonderful article one time on the concept of efficiency versus fast.
Yeah.
Would you just comment for a moment, because it does apply so dramatically to these concepts that you've put into the system?
Well, I mean, there's a huge difference between what we call fast and being efficient. Fast is just a matter of defining the time that it takes to get a job done. Efficiency is how well you get a job done in a given time. So if we set the standards that we want, as the highest standard of care that we're willing to accept for our practice, then efficiency laws basically make us take a look at the way we get to that point and try to make it as straight of a line as possible. Cut out all the fat and make the system more efficient. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about this particular system, is that a lot of the unnecessary usage of files has been kind of thrown out, so that given the kind of case you're dealing with, you get the most use of that file.
So don't confuse fast with efficient.
Absolutely not.
Some systems are fast
Yeah.
but not efficient.
Yeah. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's simplistic.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And, you can get more information on these, see more videos of the clinical procedures and things like that are done on this on the Real World Endo website. And also to get more practice and training, there are also all kinds of hands-on courses that are available for you to take as well. So I think this was great. Dennis, thank you so much for joining me on this course.
Of course, my
and
pleasure.
For those of you who haven't checked out the other courses we have on obturation, on access and diagnosis, and so on, please get a chance to take a look at it on Spear Education here. For Real World Endo, I'm Ali Nasseh.
And I'm Dennis Brave.